talk about that for a minute.
You could take it a step further.
It's a male fantasy. I want to say it's Chicharone.
Can't believe it.
I don't look like Bane anymore when I'm going to be talking.
Swear to God, it felt like I was drinking this beer for 2 hours every time.
It's a scam.
Did it touch you? Did it touch you?
Yeah, it made me feel things.
Should we let everyone else in on the conversation? If it's too loud, they just turn it down, right?
Perfect sandwich. Perfect sandwich. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the John Sandwich Show. My name is John. This is Eric, and this is
John, man.
John. Yeah.
Wait. You're right.
I forgot that for a second.
Sorry, we had another member here last week that we tried out on a different podcast, and I think that John's confusing things a little bit.
With John.
Yeah.
We were trying out another John.
Well, it's kind of weird, having two Johns, 2 pieces of bread, and a nice spicy piece of meat.
Spicy piece of spam right in the middle. Spanish spam.
That was a joke, by the way. I would never forget you, John.
Oh, I know.
We didn't try anybody else, though.
How can you forget this?
This podcast is John, man, pretty much, so.
Well, it's definitely
a
John.
sandwich.
It's definitely
a
John.
sandwich.
Yes,
okay.
it's definitely a John sandwich.
There's a lot of, you just
Everything
can't
is
have
important.
a sandwich with 2 pieces of bread. You
All
got
is
something,
one.
That's
or
and one cannot be
That's
there
true.
without the
or
other.
if you're vegan, you need some Vegemite.
Yes.
We don't discriminate against vegans. Except for if you don't eat meat, you kind of suck. But
let me follow up on one thing here. Last week, when we got here, I fucked up SpiderMan tickets, right? I call AMC, and because the Showtime Extra already passed before I called, they would not refund me my tickets back. Now, this is like tickets for 6 people.
oh damn!
So
it's
they
like
just
$60 worth
money
of
from you.
it's like $60 worth of trip. I think it was like 62 something.
The
And what did
people
you
sitting
learn?
next to you were probably like, "What the fuck?"
I learned to mind my calendar a little better, I think. But they told me to go ahead and go down to the actual theater, and then maybe they will show mercy on me. So I did. I actually took my daughter out the other day to pick up job applications, and AMC was hiring. So I took her down to get a resume, or not resume, to get a what is it called? Application. So
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I had to look for work, but so I took her down for an application. I talked
nice
to the
to say.
manager, and she was very nice, and she gave me 5 free tickets.
Did your daughter get a job?
Not yet.
Not yet?
It's looking pretty
Like,
good.
look at this sad man.
Look at this sad man with his child looking for work.
So
I'm
if
gonna
your
give him
daughter
some
does
tickets.
get the job, like, does that mean like free movies for you guys, or just for
I
her?
hope it does. I don't know what the perks are. It's actually looking pretty
At
good.
least a discount.
We stopped by. We're driving next to a Comfort Inn, and they were like hiring for just like help, and then like for a front desk person. And we just so happened to see the now hiring sign. We went in. She talked to people. That one seems like that might go somewhere, I think.
Yeah, usually
Hotels are a good spot.
like hotel. Is it for maid service hotels or front counter?
It's front
probably.
desk, and then I think they might start her. They're talking about starting her out doing breakfast detail because they offer the free breakfast in the morning.
Oh, nice.
So that sounds like that might happen.
That'd be a solid starter job. You get a little bit of
Yeah.
everything, a little bit of customer service, a little bit of food,
Plus
preparation,
hospitality, that whole
What
pretty
is-
big. She might be
When she-
running that place one day.
When she works there, ask what a continental breakfast means, because
Yes,
according to hotels, that can mean anything.
It
That
can
can
mean
mean a
like, yeah.
bowl of cereal
it's just
or
a
like
word.
a smorgasbord of everything breakfast. There's no standard.
It's
It doesn't
definitely
mean
a
anything.
fancy word. Like when I think continental breakfast, I feel like I'm the president eating breakfast.
Yes,
Right.
So I should have a breakfast suited for a president.
yes.
All American.
I definitely want flapjacks in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I want some
a
sausages.
waffle maker,
Yeah.
preferably in the
Waffle
shape of
makers
the
are nice.
state that
Ooh.
you're in, or maybe a Mickey Mouse.
Eggs that haven't been sitting on the shelf for maybe 5 hours,
Yeah.
Damn, I don't remember where I stayed.
Biscuits and gravy.
On my brother's wedding, it was nice.
Yeah, those are the nice ones.
I think it was a Ramada Inn. Like the whole family got a hotel. It might have been the Ramada Inn, but they had a fucking killer. I don't know if they branded it as a continental breakfast, but they had a fucking killer breakfast the next morning. And mimosas. Mimosas flying everywhere.
When we stayed in California when we were doing the Verizon thing, that hotel, it didn't have a continental breakfast, but it had a couple like breakfast bars where you could pay for breakfast. It was a little bit expensive, but I feel like, if you're paying for the breakfast at a hotel, it's usually way better quality.
Oh, for sure.
Except for if you're spending that much on a hotel, you should probably get free breakfast.
That was
That's
a nice
that-
place.
That's yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when you stay in Beverly Hills, you know?
Yeah. John, man.
pay for everything.
John, man, and I hit the hot tub that night, and I fucking slipped and fell. Almost killed myself.
Oh, yeah.
Did it before or like into the pool?
Oh, no. It was like on our way to the hot tub, I think, because the floor was all wet.
Yeah.
And then we've been drinking that night, so it was like, whoop.
Were we? I don't ever remember a time where we were drinking.
That's true. That's true.
Because usually I end up drinking too much. I
I think
don't remember it.
I think this was the green room experience where we had
I don't remember the last time I had a beer.
where they were treating us like fucking rock stars and feeding us and giving us all sorts of stuff to
They
drink.
probably thought you were rock
That was
stars
awesome.
the way you were dressed.
Really was awesome, man. We did some really cool shit.
They had a field trip while we were there too, like out of nowhere, and they so they had like brought in these kids to come like see an actual studio work. These kids legitimately thought we were rock stars.
Oh, yeah. That was probably like one of the highlights
cool.
of my,
Yeah,
music career.
they were.
Did
just
you
like,
lay any
They had
like?
stars in their eyes, just like, oh my god.
Did you lay any wisdom on them?
Yeah, a little bit. Don't get into music, bitches.
Yeah, get in the music business. There's no money in it.
You know what's crazy? It's like I tell people like what we've accomplished as a band, and they're all like, "Oh my god!" Like they think they think I'm rock star, right? It's like, look where I'm working, guys. I'm still working, not a rock star.
Yeah.
Never was a rock star. Did some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Like everyone in home
Yeah.
in Idaho, they like thought I was like this big time star in Seattle.
For
It's
sure.
like,
We did a lot of cool shit.
We
so
did.
It sounded a lot better on paper than the actual life we were living. But
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely starving artist.
yeah, for sure.
We all had to work. That's
But
for
if
sure.
you're just going by our posts and all the cool shit we were doing, it looked pretty good. Looked like we
It
were.
was really cool shit though.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
Maybe you
like,
guys actually were doing cool shit.
Oh, we were doing cool shit. We were just not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
Most shit you don't get paid.
We were like, for a while, they were pretty much like the house band at the House of Rock in Seattle and stuff. Just play there anytime we want. They didn't make any money, but
didn't make shit, but we were playing in front of.
we
some
were,
good crowds
we
here.
got a lot of we got a lot of exposure.
It's
That's cool.
it's one of those weird things in like music and being in a band or an artist these days, like social media versus getting out there and getting your name known, like playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot more musicians that get recognized through YouTube or SoundCloud versus people actually going and see a show. No one goes and sees shows anymore
No,
unless they're
not really.
huge bands.
I don't know if I like that either. I don't know, because I think the best part of being in a band is the live experience and
Yeah.
playing shows. I even seeing other people's bands and stuff.
But there's still live shows for people who
There
establish.
is,
like,
but
it's
no,
a
like,
way to establish yourself.
instead of playing in front of like 3,000 people,
Yeah.
people are playing in front of like 300 people now.
But SoundCloud's pretty huge, I would say. A lot of big stars.
yeah, you can
come out
have
of SoundCloud.
10,000 people across the world listen to your music
Yeah.
if you want.
Like I don't want to sound like
We should put your recorded song, sorry to interrupt, on SoundCloud and see how it does.
I think cause and effects on there already. Yeah.
Who put it on there?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll put
Like
a link.
Rick, he doesn't know what's
We'll put a
going on.
link in the description. It's a good one.
So do you think like, not to sound like, oh, if we were in a different generation we would have made it big, but do you think like being like in the 90s, like with our sound and like our energy, like we would have done better as a band like in this area? Or do you think it would just still pan out to be around the same?
90s, if we came up
Like early 90s, I
if
think
we
so.
did like early 90s, maybe even late 80s with our sound, with the scene exploding around here, we'd be fucking rock stars right now.
Yeah.
Because they were just signing up any bullshit they could find. That just as long
Throwing
as,
shit at the wall.
as long as you had from Seattle on there, and
Yeah.
here's a record contract
You're in.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because we were described as the
Wore a
last
flannel?
gasp of grunge. No.
The last gasp.
Oh, that was like
I was in a big.
guys
Oh my
weren't
god! I don't know what it is about this
grunge.
town either. It just seems. Yeah, I don't get the grunge reference. I guess with Brandon's vocals, maybe a little bit. But as far as music,
The thing about grunge is you don't try at all with the lyrics or like with the singing. But Brandon actually tried with singing. Like he actually held a note.
in my band before Eros.
It's not just.
One of the write-ups we got was that we sounded like Alice in Chains without the chains. It's like,
Ow.
ow,
Holy shit.
you
What a
guys are
dickhead.
killing me, stinging me.
So you've just like been followed from the grunge scene. Like you haven't been chasing the grunge scene, but the
It's
grunge
definitely
scene
haunted me over the years.
Yeah, it's
I
put a
don't know.
stamp on you for some
I don't
reason.
know what it is though. I really don't. I don't see like my particular style of bass playing as grunge at all.
No, not at all. Like
Yeah.
honestly, your particular style of bass is very unique.
Yeah,
I would say
so.
it's more like that's kind of hard. Like Primus, Red Hot Chili Peppers, esque,
there's stuff to it.
esque, like your style.
The Flea minus the meth. and boom.
Yeah, I did definitely like a lot of rhythm guitar style playing over things too. So I think, I don't know,
Maybe even Tool-esque.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to it again, see if maybe it'll sound grungier to me now. I don't know.
Maybe. I guess it could, but I don't know. I'd never really gotten into grunge. Like, I wasn't very like heavily invested in it. It wasn't my favorite style. I liked more of like the 80s hard rock metal.
Yeah.
And even like the 90s hard rock. Better than I liked grunge. Wasn't a huge fan, but everything I always played was like, oh man, you're very 90s grunge. It's like I even showed like my my cousin that was a drummer, you know, some of our new stuff, and like, oh yeah, very grungy. It's like, what? I don't hear it.
I don't hear it all either.
Maybe it was the voice.
We have a recording of the one of the hard rock shows. Like somebody just went in there with like a tape recorder and just recorded the audio over it, so you can hear people chatter. One of the people in the crowd likened us to Metallica too, which also I didn't hear either. But yeah, it's all good. People hear whatever, you know.
That's just bad criticism.
Yeah,
that's just people saying, trying to.
Don't get me wrong.
Act uppity.
I played Metallica the other day. I think Metallica
music snobs
kills, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I went and saw them a couple years ago when they came up. Dude, they rock.
They put on a great fucking show too. Yeah,
they do, man.
Except one time I went to go see them with Korn, and they put on a great.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is a weird mashup. I think it was like '96 or something though. So like it was like pretty early, and Metallica played for like 6 hours.
No shit.
And I was like,
gee.
By the third hour, I was just like, I just want to fucking go home.
I've had enough.
They had like this gimmick too, where like they were playing right, and then like the amps exploded, and like the whole arena went dark, and it's like they blew all the breakers and shit, right? And I'm like, thank God, now we can fucking go. And then all of a sudden, like a light lowered, and they're like, hey, you know, everything's broken. Like we don't give a fuck. We're gonna keep playing anyway. Woo! And then they fucking proceeded to play for like another fucking 3 hours.
This was 96?
Yeah, this was like 96. I think Life is Peachy just came out, so 96.
If it was later in time, I'd figure they would be just so sick of doing live shows. They're like, all right, motherfucker, I'll give you a live show. You want a live show?
Or maybe like
6 hours.
They actually break it, you know? It's like, okay, like let's actually break this place so we can fucking leave.
6 hours at a concert for one band sounds pretty bad.
You definitely got your money's worth, but fucking leaving the arena at 2 a.m, I'm sweaty and exhausted.
Dude, I don't even think you get away with that now, man. With like sound ordinance, like everywhere has to be closed by like 12.
That's true, yeah. You know? This is at the Forum too, Great Western Forum. Is that still standing? I don't know. Never mind.
Is that outside? Or is it
it's indoors?
Indoors.
It's where the Lakers used to play. Woo!
Oh. Well, I guess you know, at the gorge and stuff, you could pretty much party there all night because there's nothing around there.
True that.
Good days, man. Good band days. I kind of wish I lived in the Seattle scene, like with people like actually like even as like an audience member, like a fan. Like
just
I would
being
like,
able to go.
Just being able to go to shows like that and have like a bunch of people going. That would have been a cool scene to like.
Yeah, you don't really see like the 30,000 sea of people in front of this one band anymore, unless it's like
unless it's fucking Metallica, you know.
Yeah, some super well established band, the Rolling Stones. There's going to be a fuckload of people or something like that. Like
I went and saw Shinedown last summer, and they're a big band, but they played at what was that place in Everett?
It's all about the digital frontier.
The Casino Angels of Winter Arena or whatever.
Yeah.
The Comcast Arena or whatever.
Yeah.
And that didn't sell out. They had like a big like crowd in front of the stage, but it wasn't like it was packed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, maybe.
It's just, I don't think live shows are as big
People
anymore.
are just cool with listening to it on Spotify, I guess.
I mean, like the Ozfest used to tour, like it used to be like a traveling tour.
Oh, yeah.
Going on, or now it's just like one show.
Oh, is it one show?
Yeah.
And they canceled Warped Tour, right?
I think so.
I think the
that's no longer
Lollapalooza's gone too.
Lollapalooza's gone too. But like
People
things,
just don't
those
go out there
festival
anymore.
shows just started a slow decline. And I don't know. Yeah.
You have the occasional rapper that brings in a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
I think they still do that
rap scene's definitely still pretty huge.
That Rockfest or whatever, the day of the radio station up here puts on.
The Sasquatch?
No, the 99, the
Rock.
Day of Rock or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Rock in the Green or something like that.
I think it's Rock in the Green. I think that's it.
Something like that. Or it's at the Gorge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think they put that on every year for like a 2-day festival.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's a 1-day thing.
Yeah.
It's not. You know,
I can't talk shit though. I haven't been to a show in a long time. I always find out like after stuff out. But like with fucking Ticketmaster prices and shit, who wants to go anymore to these things?
Oh,
yeah, they
man.
get sold
They're
out, and then
marked
you
so
find
high.
them scalped by some, not even a person, but a large established company like Ticketmaster or something.
Yeah.
They just buy all the tickets
Yep.
and then sell them at an enormous profit, and then you go there and there's like your whole row's not sold because you're the only dumbass that ended up buying those tickets.
Mhm.
you know, I don't think that should be illegal, man. Like, they don't want
Yeah.
me to buy tickets and sell them on the streets. Like,
And-
how come like these big companies could buy out the whole fucking?
And the
arena?
artists
Right.
don't care because they're like, tickets are bought,
Making
man.
their money. Yeah.
Yeah, tickets are bought, sold out. Even though no one's at the show, it's still sold out. You know?
I took Emily to
Yeah,
go
that's
see
so
it.
dumb. It's sold out.
I took Emily to see
I
a
hate
comedian
that.
that she likes, Crystalia, and I bought tickets, and they were like, oh, $30 a piece. And I'm like, oh, deal. So I went in, fucking added 2 tickets, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to go. And then it's like, after all like the surcharges and everything, it was like, all right, that'll be like $180. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How?
That's why no one's going to shows.
Yeah.
That's probably why, man. Well,
Just
that
walk
like,
up to
yeah.
it, give them $15. You're
Yeah.
in.
Well, now if you play a show these days, like the venue that you're playing at or the bar or wherever you're playing at expects you to sell tickets. And if you don't sell enough tickets, you're not going
They
to
don't
play.
bring you back.
Yeah, they don't bring you back. It's like, Jesus Christ, I have to sell 100 fucking tickets. I have to beg my friends to come watch a show. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why people are just, I'll put my song on YouTube.
Well, that's one of the reasons I don't want to be in a fucking band, man. It's like, dude, that is a lot of work.
It's tough.
Way too much work. Like, I think about playing in a band from time to time. It's like, man, I think,
Yeah, and you can be super talented, but if people don't hear about you, no one's going to come. And like, if you're not the type of person to go beg 120 of your friends,
yeah.
then that's not going to happen. Even if you're a killer musician,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to show up. Like, it's just...
Well, it's like you'll have promoters coming to you and be like, all right, yeah, we're going to book this show. It's going to be awesome. It's awesome. Oh, you have to sell 100 tickets. Like, wait, hold on, dude.
I do? You're
the
promoter.
fucking promoter. Why don't
Yeah.
you go sell my 100 tickets?
Exactly.
You know, like, why am I
You're the
doing your
salesman.
fucking job and then you get paid for the fucking work I do? Fuck you, bitch.
It was just so hard. We were definitely, we lived through the last gasp of the live scene. I think
Yeah,
things were dying.
absolutely, man.
Maybe you should start
Absolutely.
rapping.
Maybe we helped kill it. I don't know.
Oh, we got this thing.
You want me to go grab your honeys?
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah, we did kill it, didn't we? Killed a couple bands along with us.
Yeah. We took a lot of bands with us, man.
Yep. If you're not making it, neither are we.
Speaking of which, is the world ending or what? So there was a big, I think an 8 point some earthquake in California. I think they had a couple actually. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going by what my family said.
No,
It was an 8, there would be devastation.
yeah, I don't think it was that big.
Dead.
It wasn't that big?
No.
All right.
I mean, it was
7.
big.
It was 7.
It was big, but it wasn't. But the difference between a 7 and an 8
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
is pretty
8's the
huge.
big one. pretty
It's
much.
like
Yeah, 8 is
a minute's
like...
worth of shaking.
Yes. I'm
People
sorry.
are dead.
It was 7. It was like 7.1.
Oh, but anyway,
And then we had one out
an
here.
earthquake did happen,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah.
serious thing.
Yeah. And then we had one out here like 2 days later. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, and then we're having
Yeah.
aftershocks too.
Yeah.
Like 2.6 happened last night or something like that.
Apparently we have them out here all the time though, just really tiny. But
I woke up to simultaneous texts from my parents going,
Oh,
are you okay?
Yeah,
is everything all
Are
right?
you alive? There was a 4.2 out there.
yeah.
like-
I slept. through it.
I don't even
I slept
see
through it
anything.
too. My kids woke me up like maybe 10 minutes after it happened, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
You telling
And I'm
me
like-
about that would tripped me out.
And I'm like, "Go to bed, idiots! Like, there's no earthquakes out here, Jesus!" And then wake up to all these alerts that an earthquake happened. I'm like, "Oh, you're
Who
right."
was the one that said it was like a big plane flying over?
Yeah. I read that it's kind of like a big plane flying over your house, which I live right
Just
by an
like-
airport, as you guys know, because you hear it all the fucking time.
You hear our private jets.
But when like the big
Or
ones
G5.
fly over, like it shakes the house, and it's like
Yeah.
nothing to me. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever.
You guys hear our private planes flying in all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure on this thing.
You know, and sometimes I allow the military to land in my airport and stuff. So
yeah, those government contracts, they're lucrative.
they sure are, man.
We have a whiteboard that has like all like chore list right there on there, and it's not tacked on. It's like stuck on with sticky tape. That thing was on the floor the next morning. So that was our devastation.
Okay, so I think that would have woke me up. Like hearing that fall to the.
Well, we have a big one, right? And then we have like a little tiny one. The little tiny one's the one that fell.
Well, I probably still would have heard that.
Yeah. I think it hit the dog. The
John
dog
Man
was-
sleeps like a
Yeah.
fox.
Well, I sleep
I'm
like
like,
super sound, but if I hear like unusual noises, like I wake up like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But like regular noises, like fucking planes shaking, whatever.
It's
like,
cool how the
you know,
brain does that. Just filters out
like the nonsense.
unusual sound. Wake up. Even though my cat like runs around all the fucking time. If I hear the door open, I'm like,
Yeah.
The only thing I learned, we have security cameras at our house. We have one in our bedroom, and then we have like a couple just pointing out everywhere. You know,
One
I got
in
the
your
one in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
mm-hmm.
So I was like,
So whenever you see Eric on the phone, he's probably looking at his bedroom camera.
yes, it's awesome.
Whenever he's smiling, it's just like.
Plus, it's like a walkie-talkie and stuff, so I can keep an eye on the kids. Like I can turn it on, and then like someone's doing some shenanigans, I can just hit the mic and be like, "Hey, knock it off!" So that's pretty cool. One thing I did notice, because I was combing through the footage from the night before, just to see if I could see anything, like any kind of shaking. I didn't see anything, but I sniffle a lot at night. Like I was combing
Really?
through and, like the audio, and I'm just like, I think because the allergy situation, and then Emily can't sleep without the window open, and so like we have the window open, and she has like a fan blowing all the air in. So I'm just lying there like. Oh my god! And then the kids came, and then I have it on footage where the kids came to the door, and then like I get up and I'm like all in my underwear and just like ugh,
Like, ew, this monster.
go back to bed, and like I have the door open a little bit. At one point, like my hand goes back into my pants and I'm like scratching my ass. That's pretty. It was nice.
You get a real in-depth look at what you would see.
I'm just half awake, stumbling through the bedroom. Ugh. Scratching my ass.
Speaking of allergies,
I know that
blow my
feeling.
nose.
The cheeks, not the hole. Okay, I'm scratching the cheeks.
Sometimes, yeah. It's good down there. We're good.
That's cool that you have like your own security system.
Yeah, it's nice. Just in case something
Like
happens.
go back and stuff.
Oh, it's pretty cool because one thing I did notice is if you just, because it's all uploaded to the cloud too, and it like saves it all there. So if you scroll through to a certain time, when you switch cameras, it'll still stay at the same timestamp, which is cool.
Oh,
Helps out a
that's
lot.
usability right
Yeah.
there. That's a designer making the right choice.
So there's
That's
this-
awesome. Oh, go on.
Sorry to interrupt. So there's like we kind of have a little bit of a miscommunication going on right now, don't we?
With what?
With our planning schedules.
Oh yes. What's our miscommunication?
Well, I thought it was today. You guys thought it was tomorrow.
So are we gonna go out or not? What do you think?
I don't know. I can't. Cause I made
okay.
plans to go off-roading tomorrow.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to talk about that. So might as well talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, might
right?
as well. So we made plans to go out to dinner.
It kind of like relates to the movie situation.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
We have it down on the wrong day. Although that's not my bad because Emily's the one that put it on the calendar, so she must have put it down on the wrong day.
So
Sorry.
I was thinking it could have been
Idiot.
Mary could have been like,
Wasn't
"Oh, I have
me.
Sunday off, so we should do something on Saturday night as the
yeah.
Uber day."
That's probably what it was.
So
Because when we make these plans, made it a Brandon's thing.
yeah.
Yes,
Or a good thing.
Yeah.
we were probably like already like halfway through that keg by the time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're gonna go here. Well, all right, we'll do a rain check.
Yeah. Is that okay to do?
Yeah,
right,
oh, yeah,
Chuck?
that's
'Cause I made plans.
Yeah,
to
that's fine.
do some off-roading tomorrow.
We're cool.
That's like the most classic drunk move, or not just drunk, but wasted move. And like, dude, in the morning, let's go to fucking Denny's.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it was both on our
And you're like,
calendars.
yeah.
Yeah,
For
sure.
if you look at Mary's calendar, it says Saturday. Eric and Emily.
We could have totally done today. I have nothing going on later, but Emily's got like some kind of Seattle thing she's doing today,
Oh, that's all right, man. I mean, we'll do a rain check. It'll be fun.
which she just. Oh wait, never mind.
No, say it.
We'll do a rain check.
Yeah, okay. We will do that rain check. So your hair's growing in
She
good.
promised
It
to
is.
touch me. Afterwards.
It's not too bad. I think it's coming in all right.
That's
pretty
fine.
Widow's peak coming in.
Yeah, your
It's
widow's
fine.
peak is back. It's fine.
I'm fine. I might have overreacted a little bit. Definitely not going back there, but I might have overreacted.
It's a good story, though.
Yeah, it was a good story.
It's good banter.
Yeah.
But damn if your fade wasn't sharp as a fucking razor.
It was. It was very jarring looking. So I think
They put the nice little cream on your...
they did.
On
It
your
felt
head.
nice, like because they did the whole barbershop thing where they have the heated cream, right? It's
Yeah.
hot. Put it in there. Smells good.
Yeah, you smell like you're a man.
Yeah,
Like you're a man with a house.
that's what I'm using. The the hair product that Mary gave us on a couple episodes ago.
Oh, the Ruzel?
Yeah, this is what I have in there right now. I love it. It's
Oh, do
really
you?
good. Yeah. Plus, it smells like an old school barbershop.
Yeah. Well, you should let her know so she should get some more of it.
Hell yeah. I'll let her know.
So yeah, last podcast was fun. What did we talk
I
about?
liked it.
I don't even know. It
I
was
don't
just
remember.
a mess.
Yeah, it was just
It was fun.
coming back after a big hiatus, I think.
Yeah, we were just bullshitting, which is isn't a
bullshitting
bad
the whole
thing. You know.
We were shooting the shit.
One thing I would like to talk about is some Disney business. One of which being, I would like to talk about a Disney movie, and then I would like to talk about Disneyland and then Disney World real quick. You guys
Yeah,
ready
let's
for
do
this?
it. Let's
Yeah.
shoot, man. Like
Got a couple questions.
I love all three.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Disney
I've
movies,
thought about
Disneyland,
this,
Disney
and I
World.
want your guys' opinion on a couple things. First off, we're all pretty excited about The Lion King, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that already came out. Did it not come out yet?
I didn't come out this week, right?
Did it come
I
out
think
this
it's out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or next week. I don't know.
Okay.
And then next week is The Little Mermaid, and then next week is some other.
Yeah. Which I
They put out movies fast.
Which I saw a mock up of Terry Crews as King Triton, and I'm like, well, I'm all in. I'm all in.
I think
for
I
this
know
now.
that mock-up,
Yeah.
and I think you're very liberal with the word mock-up. I think it was just a Photoshop
Yes.
of Terry Crews with a fucking
Yes.
fin.
It wasn't done well, but if it's any indication of what's in store, I am all in. My chips are in, buddy.
Yeah, Idris Elba. I just want to see a Black Triton.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
don't
great.
care.
I mean, you gotta get
I
one.
think Denzel Washington.
Denzel could
If
be
it was
The Rock.
Denzel, she would never even do any wrong because she'd just
No.
be too afraid.
What about The Rock?
The Rock would be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Wonder if he'd do it.
I mean,
Anyway.
yeah, you know.
The Lion King is certified rotten already on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why?
And I think
Like,
it's
what's the reasoning?
I don't
Like, is
know.
it by
I think it's just,
viewers or critics?
I think it's by critics.
Okay.
So I think most
Fuck
time,
'em.
yeah. I think audience scores tend to differ a lot from critic scores. So I don't know how much stock to put in all this.
Rotten Tomatoes is usually pretty accurate, though. If a movie's
Yeah.
junk, it's you know.
Yeah, when there's that
They-
separation though, I usually enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Like if Valerian or something like that, like the critics hate it, but people like it. I usually like it.
They say the visuals are great. I
Yeah.
mean, one of the most common things I'm hearing is that the visuals are intense. The only issue is it's tough to get a lion's face to emote, to give it any kind of expression. They just kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
have the same lion expression the whole time. And that's a
Yeah.
little bit jarring, I guess.
And there's not
Oh,
a
I
lot
can
of
see that.
comedy
I could see that.
to
Yeah.
like lighten the load. Because Jungle Book, I feel like they had the same or they would have the same problem, but there's a lot of comedy, a lot of lightheartedness that
Yeah.
you can just get past it. But with Lion King, there's a lot of Shakespearean like drama going on. Like the only real comedy is Timon and Pumbaa.
Yes.
But aside from them, it's very serious, very emotional, and I can see why people
For sure.
could.
It's Hamlet, right? It's just a retelling
Yeah.
of Hamlet.
If you can't see their emote and you're not like into it, then I can see why it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
you know
gonna see it?
that does make sense. That does make sense.
Everyone's still gonna see it. I'm still.
Yeah.
I haven't
I'm
seen
so
it yet. I want to.
I skipped Aladdin.
Definitely
but
want
I
to.
think I'm in for the Lion King still.
Mary saw Aladdin. She says
she?
it's okay.
Was it all right?
It wasn't as good as the Mary Poppins. She says that's like the
Poppins is
most
so
recent movie that she is like, this is a true Disney movie.
Yeah. I loved Mary Poppins.
You know, but some like I liked the Jungle Book remake. Like I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I think they should just leave the classics classic and like let's come up with
Yeah.
some new stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like now we have a new generation of people watching Aladdin, and if it's just okay, it kind of ruins the magic of the original.
Yeah. Disney has all the money in the world, right? So maybe they can take some chances on some newer properties than other
Yeah.
than just.
I mean,
remake
like with The
things.
Incredibles 2, that's awesome. You know, they had like the Big Hero 6, that was great. You know, Frozen was great. Like let's bring up a new generation of people with new
Frozen
classics.
was huge and it was brand new. I
Yeah.
don't know why they
Yeah.
would
Like,
want to just keep.
more of that kind of stuff.
Like let's bring up
Shitting out
new
the new
new classics.
stuff
We don't
again.
want to like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's one of those things. Like why
another-
rehash it?
I saw Dumbo, which is one of my favorite animated movies next to Pinocchio.
I heard that
Love
was
one.
terrible.
And I tuned out like halfway through it. I was just like, and not even like in a, like a lot of people have problems with like, there is a little bit of violence on elephants done like kind of like a realistic
Yeah.
way. That probably makes it a little uncomfortable for younger
Bill
kids to go
Burr
see it. Yeah.
had a hilarious comedy routine about taking his kid to Dumbo and how he had to walk out of Dumbo because it was fucking violent and like really scary for the kids.
It's
And
a
it's like, what the
Disney
fuck
movie.
is this? This is Dumbo.
Yeah, I know. Like they had some of that stuff in the in the original movie, but it was like animated. So it's like, you have like a little bit of safe net there.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a pass.
It's a little
animated.
different when you fight.
In
to
this
make
one,
these
they're
animals,
like
look
stabbing the
realistic.
elephant.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, Jesus, Tim Burton, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan of the remake.
His job is kind of to remind kids that death is looming around you.
Yes.
That's like his whole shtick.
Early reports,
Everyone's gonna die.
Early reports are also saying that Star Wars Land is a failure, and that it has been since the opening day. It has been pretty empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Empty?
Yeah, like there's not a lot of people there since the actual opening to let people in. There hasn't been much people.
See, I heard the opposite
park.
to where like the regular park is empty. And
I did
everyone's
hear
in,
that
in
too.
Star
yes,
Wars.
for like the first week.
Okay.
I think now it's like really died. The attendance there has really died down. Is what I've been hearing.
Well, now I guess it's a perfect time to go see Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
Go
I
see
think they only
Star
have
Wars.
they only have like one ride open there right now.
Oh, is
it's
that
like-
why?
Yeah. So it's
Like,
just
how many rides are supposed to be there?
Oh, I don't know. I think they're about to open up the second one, which is going to be, I think it's like Rise of the Resistance.
Well, I guess if you only have one attraction there, I can see why people aren't going.
Everything else are just stores to buy Star Wars products, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just one big store land.
Yeah. It's a store land.
All right. So I was listening to the
Star
podcast when I was uploading it, and you guys were talking a little bit of shit.
I could see.
All right. So since we're on the Star Wars subject right now,
Yes.
I was listening to the podcast while I was uploading it, and you guys were talking a little bit of shit.
Wait, we always talk shit.
Oh, you were talking shit. I was out like hanging out with Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
And you were talking shit that's like, oh, John's always going to side with Star Trek. You blah, 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 blah. Star Trek this, Star Trek that.
Is
blah,
that
blah,
really talking shit, though, or is that just...
That was mostly
No,
Eric.
no,
I would like to
State
say.
the obvious.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is why I talk shit about Star Wars, is because they fucking ruined it. I didn't like the original. And ever since George Lucas did the prequels, what has Star Wars been?
That's true. And
Just
not
disappointment after disappointment.
to say, I think what...
All right. So you guys are always like, oh, he always sides with Star Trek. I'm objective. The first three, I watched it. All right. I watched them religiously, just like everyone else. But what has Star Wars done since the prequels?
What has it done for me lately? I like Force Awakens.
They did a lot in the animation world
Yeah.
and
yes.
CGI world.
I don't know. We can be here all day, buddy. Let me see. What did I like? I like Solo. I didn't think that was bad at all.
All right. It's just. But anyway, they're.
After
all right.
seeing the new ones, I fucking love episode 1 and 2. I feel like after the bland new ones, that 1 and 2 are these like
Are you talking
world
like the
building Phantom Menace and Clone Wars
Nice.
are like these great world building movies because I now see what it would have been if George Lucas didn't do any world building, which is this boring shitty little shit movie that I hate.
It is a very isolated story. They need to they need to do more world building. I think if
They're
it's
like-
gonna last, if it's
they
gonna
didn't show
continue,
anything.
Yeah, it's gonna
that was
continue to
new.
exist. Tell some more stories.
So I'm just trying to defend myself a little bit.
Okay.
You know, so before 1999, there was zero source material except for 3 movies for Star Wars. After 1999, there were 6 movies of source material and a couple cartoons. Right now, there's 9 movies of source material. So in like 50 years, they have 9 movies, right? In 50 years of Star Trek, we have like 7 TV series, 13 movies, and 13 movies.
A lot. Got a lot going on. How many with Picard coming out? How many shows does that make in circulation right now? Just
2.
Okay.
2.
Is that whole movie going to be him from his vineyard, just like,
Oh, it's a TV series.
or is TV series just going to be him from his vineyard remotely piloting?
What do you
the
guys think about
Enterprise?
that poster?
I thought it was great. Did you see the cool
What-
little dog?
The what
Easter egg?
drawing eye? I think that's a pit bull, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you see the communicator on his?
Yes, I did.
yeah.
Yes. So that looks interesting.
I feel like what's his name himself, the actor. It's eluding me right now, but he himself designed that whole like, I want to have a vineyard and I want a pit bull.
Well, that's
Yes.
like the backstory of JeanLuc Picard is his family's always ran a vineyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I had no idea.
like in episodes of TNG, like when he'd go back home, he would go back to his family's vineyard.
Here's my pitch.
Oh.
Here's my pitch.
So he's
for
been
this.
classy from the start.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I love wine, and I'm really into wine documentaries as well. Here's my pitch for the Picard series. Okay, no fucking Starfleet, no action of any kind. All it is Picard. Maybe bring in somebody else. Maybe bring in like Geordi or something that helps work out, and it's done like in the style of The Office. And it's just them working on the vineyard, boring and bland, and the adventures that they have on that vineyard, and just keep it there. That's my pitch.
Or maybe
It's just like,
a talk show, or maybe it's like a talk show where he brings in his past crew members and stuff.
Oh my
and they're
God,
just
that'd be
sitting there
great.
at the vineyard in the background, drinking wine. They
glass
talk
of wine
about the
with
wine.
Picard.
It's pretty much the John Sandwich podcast, but with with Jean-Luc Picard. You know,
Pinoy with Picard. Pinoy.
Okay.
See, that's the kind of content that YouTube was made for. Please make that. Like, I don't care about any special features on the DVD. Make that.
Or
aside from the show.
just some
That's
channel
what I
make
want.
it. Deep fake it. Just deep fake
Yeah,
Patrick
deep fake
Stewart on there and
all
just
right.
make that show.
One more
happen.
thing, then we could get off the Star Trek, Star Wars subject for a second.
Okay.
Star Trek has always been consistent. Always stuck to its roots. It's always followed the source material.
It's been consistent, but it hasn't been always done flawlessly. Can we agree with that?
Yes.
There is bad there.
Yes.
And can we say that Star Wars was consistent until Disney came?
That's true. They might have just been better to call it 6 and good. Like, even if the prequels weren't at what everybody wanted, might have well just been done and over. I mean, George Lucas has got to be laughing his fucking ass off right now. How much did he sell it for? Like $2.6 million?
Oh my
God. Billion.
Billions.
Well,
That's what I meant,
billions.
Well, plus I think he still gets money off every single movie too, because he still owns Industrial Light and Magic,
Yes.
and he still
Which
owns
is fucking incredible.
I think
That dude is mind-boggling.
I think he's pretty good about looking forward into the future and stuff. And I think he knew that he dried that well up, and then he unloaded it on some suckers and just
So I wonder,
That's so true.
what made George Lucas so successful is when he sold his movie rights to companies like Fox or whoever bought the Star Wars, he always had the rights to the merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his
Always.
big thing. 100%.
So back in the
Not
70s,
even a portion.
when he did the first Star Wars, merchandising was pretty much unheard of. So
Yeah.
nobody, they pretty much just gave it to him in his contract. They're like, I don't give a fuck. They're like,
Yeah,
I'll,
have that
I'll just
idiot.
take this much directing money. Just let me have the merchandising rights. And they're like, "Poop, sucker, idiot."
Yep.
And then fucking went untold riches off of fucking Star Wars merchandise.
Well, because eventually the studio has to give back the properties. Like they pretty much only rent it for like 20 or 30 years, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's also like a thing in the contract too where you have to make a movie every so often to keep the licensing. Yeah.
I heard that's why Sony made those Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
With Andrew Garfield. They're just like, need to turn one out or else it goes back to Stanley.
We're not going to do that.
Well, because Metallica just barely got the rights to every single one of their albums. Like they now fully own the right to their own music.
That's tight.
And James Cameron, he just barely got the rights to Terminator.
I was about to
you know?
say that. I was like, speaking of that, James Cameron just got his Terminator thing, and he got his Terminator rights because everything on those posters for the new Terminator says James Cameron's Terminator.
From
James
the mind
Cameron's.
of James Cameron.
But
So I'm thinking I'm willing to give it a shot.
Last thing I'll say about Star Trek and Star Wars, no matter what side you're on, it has definitely sparked a lot of debate and, created cultures, and people grew up watching both, which is awesome. It's cool that a lot of the sci-fi fantasy, the sci-fi worlds meshed together and brought us,
Yeah, more the better, I would say.
Right, like
Fuck it,
I
who
wish
cares?
there was
Who cares? More.
sci-fi
Absolutely, man.
fantasy stuff, man.
Like I miss good sci-fi shows. Like they're definitely dwindling. Like good sci-fi is very hard to find these days.
They need to create a streaming sci-fi channel, like Sci-Fi Channel, but like a whole new platform that's just for like science fiction stuff.
Yeah, like Sci-Fi
All those
Channel
shitty B movies can go on there. I love those.
without Sharknado.
Yeah, Super Croc versus Anaconda. I love those movies.
I saw
Did you
one
ever
of
watch those on Sci-Fi?
We used to do like a bad movie night with friends. I saw one of those that had, it might have been Mega Croc or something. It had Debbie Gibson and Tiffany of 80s pop rock fame. I forget what it was called.
Oh, wasn't the Saved by the Bell girl?
She might have been in it too. I don't know. But it was pretty much.
That's the only Tiffany.
It was like watching. It was like watching porn, but without the actual porn, because like the acting was so bad.
The anaconda takes the place of the penis.
Yes.
And then boom, science fiction movie.
I can see.
What's that one where you throw plastic spoons at the screen?
Oh, the Room.
The Room.
I went and seen that a couple times in
I did not hit her.
Seattle. Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. See in a group of people, throw stuff at the screen, and yeah, it's fun. It's been a while.
So why is there such like a big cult following with like B movies, like bad movies?
I don't know.
There's something about putting so much work into something and having it turn out just ridiculous.
And it's also like teamwork. You get together with a couple of your friends, have some drinks, and then everybody's like a comedian and like throwing stuff out while you're watching it. It makes it fun, interactive. Because it's not like if you're talking over, you're gonna miss a plot point or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's so deep.
Yeah. It's kind of just like an excuse to hang out and like talk. Everybody loves talking shit, right?
Yeah.
It's good. Especially about John, man, when he leaves the room.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, this is a movie that can't like talk back or reiterate or anything.
yes.
It's nice.
It's fun. It's safe. And it's fun.
That's cool.
It's not like Tommy Wiseau is going to show up at your house with a shotgun and saying, "Hey, don't make fun of my movie."
He might.
He might though.
I didn't hit her. I did not. I did not hit her. You should see that movie, John, man.
It's pretty good.
The Room.
I haven't seen it.
We should do it tonight. There's a goddamn. What's it called?
He's making a new one.
Is he? A
Yeah.
new room?
Tommy Wiseau. Not a new room, but it's a original from Tommy Wiseau.
I think he has like a cartoon coming out on the Cartoon Network too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's making his ducats out of all this.
Like we were talking about deepfakes a second ago. Did you see the one where they did Jim Carrey as Jack Nicholson with The Shining?
Yeah, I did. That was pretty funny.
So with that, can you trust the internet anymore? Like before, you couldn't trust it anyway with all the fake news and all this other crap. It's like now it's getting to a point to, can you really trust the internet anymore? Can you watch anything and be like, all right,
Not movies. Movies, YouTube videos kind of because people don't have the budget, but movies, like a lot of actor shots these days are...
No, I'm talking about like news outlets, like with the able to manipulate news outlets and like,
put a face on someone.
Put a face on someone or slow it down or speed it up to make it look,
Yeah, I think that opens
like
up...
there's this big Elizabeth Warren thing to where it was like she's all huge drunk and everything. Found out that was a deep fake and like the footage was sped up to make her look like really sporadic and like the drunk and stuff. And people all over the world
bought it. Well, conservatives bought it.
Well, whatever, But it's like, can you trust anything anymore?
I wasn't too worried about it from what I've seen, the content that I've seen so far, because there's still that uncanny element of it where you can tell that something's off about it.
You could tell,
like especially with like the mouth movements. The Jim Carrey one, the Shining one, that did give me pause and worry a little bit. I'm like, this looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah. So we're probably
maybe not
we're
now,
almost
but
there.
in the future, yeah.
I mean, but a lot of people aren't observant as you are.
I think
that's true.
Like they don't see like you're a Photoshop guy.
You poor people.
Like you look at lips. You're like, and you're a film student.
You can just throw it on Facebook and a bunch
tell.
of like soccer moms will go and share it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And just spread the word, even if it's complete bullshit. Like they're still spreading the word, spreading that.
I mean, there's
like,
already
just
bullshit
rumor.
like spreading around right now. It's like, do you guys not do research at all on anything? And then you put a video on there, and all of a sudden it looks real. It's like, fuck,
I will say I've been like so busy with work that I've been like pretty unplugged from my news feed, and I think I'm a better person for it. I feel a lot better after because I was really into that, like checking it right when I got up in the morning, and then like I'd watch TV during the day while I was like working, have it on in the background, and be like, what's happening next? What's that Trump doing next? But just like getting away from that. I mean, ignorance is bliss, man.
Isn't it crazy how news has turned into like this? It's almost like primetime TV. Like, next time on the news in 30 seconds, we're going to get back to this amazing story of how Mr. Trump clips his fingernails or some shit like that. It's like this big, huge...
And it literally is. Like they have like all these shows going on through the day, but they're all talking about the same shit. the whole time, like all day.
Like different,
Yeah.
kind of like this podcast. We talk
Different
about the
points of
same
view.
shit every single podcast.
Yeah.
It's just a different.
Different thing.
It's
I'm
Star
surprised
Trek,
we're not
Star
huge right
Wars,
now.
wrestling, some political stuff peppered in there,
Yeah.
And some beer.
and beer.
I'm surprised we're not huge right now.
Movies.
Consistency. People love consistency.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just it's a weird time to be
It is.
alive. You know, it'll be interesting to see how things have. I too have pretty much disconnected. Like I will read headlines. I don't go super deep into stories because it's hard, man.
It is.
I mean, you could get like one story and have 15 different perspectives of the story of what this person actually did, and this person actually did this. So that makes this like over here, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is confusing.
It's exhausting.
I too have worked way too much last week, and I'm so glad it's fucking Saturday right now.
Oh, me too. My God.
Dude, when I text you guys that thing last Friday, man, I meant that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I had a rough week, man.
What did you text?
Text a picture of a beer.
Oh yeah.
And the Nicolas Cage gift.
Yeah.
Feel
It's
this?
like,
That's Friday.
yeah. There was a point last night where I just wanted to scream, and I'm just it's like, I'm so done with this. I just want to be fucking. I just want to start my weekend.
Oh yeah, you had to work last night, huh?
And the weekend
Yeah.
shows up and it's just
Dude, that's tough, man. Having to work on Friday night.
Yeah,
You should like
I
move
don't
your
like it.
on-call day or whatever.
They should. They really should.
It used to be like Wednesday, didn't it?
Yeah, I switched it with a coworker as a favor, and it really backfired on me.
Yeah.
he was like,
He's
Yeah,
like,
sure,
sucker, idiot. Here you go, moron.
Yeah, I used
He
to.
gave me some kind of sob story when he did it too, and I'm like, oh, okay.
My
Like,
kids.
I'll help you
My
out.
wife. Blah blah blah. Shut up.
and you're just like, oh yeah, I don't have any of that stuff, and then you're
Yeah, I don't have a
Friday's like, you're
kid.
like, oh fuck,
I don't even
I
have
have
4
all that shit.
And how
and more.
how vague can I be right now? Hold on, let me see. So we have offshore folks that help us out, right?
Uh-huh.
So they're pretty much taking over the on-call stuff, but the way that their schedule works over there, they can take over every day except Friday. So I'm like the only one here onshore that has to do on-call anymore
Oh wow.
because I have Fridays.
It's amazing that a
Is
A
that
company
because
of
like
that.
for them it's actually Saturday and they don't work on Saturdays?
I think so, something
Yeah.
like that.
So
yeah.
you're pretty much like all the on-call stuff, like
Yeah.
they're already off.
Yeah.
So
they
it
don't
comes
work.
back on you.
Why wouldn't they take it? That seems
Right.
like the part that
Well, it's
you
'cause they
would
don't
want
work
them
on
to
that day.
take. But it's like, don't you get overtime for that?
Not as a full. Oh wait, for them? I don't know.
Well, they probably don't want to pay overtime.
No.
All right, no, I was asking if you got overtime.
Oh,
for that.
no,
like
I'm-
over 40 hours.
No.
You're probably salary.
I'm
huh?
salary. Like freaking, I just however long I work is just it doesn't matter. I'll just get paid the same amount. Which
But
is,
you're unfireable. And just kick back.
It's nice. It used to be nice, like when we got off early a lot, but now that never happens anymore. So
Yeah.
now it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Dude, my job.
You better ask for that 3%
Right.
raise after this.
Keep me happy, baby.
Yeah, my job's been crazy too.
Do me
man.
right.
So crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you want me to work on Saturdays? You need to give
What
me the
time?
pay,
What time
bro.
are you getting home? I know you get home pretty late, right? Like
I
8 o'clock.
get home like around 7:30 to 8. Hours have been cut a little bit. Like we're trying to get everybody out a little bit earlier, but I'm still,
What time do you have to get up in the morning?
no, not that early. I work in early or late morning.
Oh, okay.
So
That's cool. Then.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of travel? Like where you?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's mostly in. Not a lot of travel.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good then. Yeah.
Well, a good amount of travel. I'd say probably 25% of my days travel. The rest of it is just on site. But
What about you?
I'm like,
How's your commute in the morning?
Non-existent. I don't. Though my boss's boss is coming in on Thursday and Friday, so I have to go in that day.
Sucks.
Gotta go. This is how little I go to the office. I gotta go buy some clothes
Oh,
because I don't have like business attire.
well, there's like construction going on right now, so like they're mobbing everybody like into the same building now. There's like no place to sit anyway. So
Yeah, if there's no place to sit, I'm gonna be telling my boss, like, I'm not gonna stay here.
yeah,
If I'm gonna,
he'll be like, "What? You don't already have a spot here? Shouldn't
Yeah.
you already have a spot? Why are
John,
you?"
what's going on? What's going on, John?
there's no assigned spots up in there. It's just You get here at 6 a.m. or you don't get to sit in a 2-screen like cubicle.
It's right now it's there used to be assigned spots. Right now it's like prison rules, so like it's just kind of understood.
You just let the pedophile stand.
Yeah, that's right.
Prison rules.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of it's understood.
I sit down.
Eric sits here, so like if I come in, you need to move because this is it's prison rules.
So at the lunch tables, it's just like,
And if not, you
know
like
where to
wail
sit,
on 'em.
you
Yes.
know,
In the
fucking shanking and shit, you know.
in the stairwell.
All right, what? You're not gonna give me a spot? We'll meet you in the yard.
Yeah, throw a bar of soap and a sock.
Which is code for I'm gonna get like the office administrator or something. And she's gonna ask very politely to please move.
You used to go to the office all the time, though, right?
Yeah, I used to go every day, and then just somewhere along the line, I started. Well, when the kids came and we had to start school and stuff like that. Or summertime, I think. Yeah, they were home all the time, so I had to be home a lot more. I just from then on, I just stopped going in. Really.
Well, at least you have that luxury, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good luxury to have.
Yeah, I'm also like I'm listed as a worker that can work anywhere, so I'm fine.
So,
Yeah.
do you ever feel like working from home sometimes is distracting, or are you so used to it and so accustomed to it that it doesn't really affect your work at all?
It is.
If they ask you that, you say no. I obviously have
Well, I'm not
an
the com-
office by myself.
I'm
Yes.
not the company asking.
Yeah, I know,
So that's
but
true.
this is the official answer. I obviously have
very
an
manageable.
office that is solely for my work.
Yes.
Trust
And
me.
we all know you're in your PJs on your bed watching TV.
Yeah.
I'm just I will say.
No, I'm
though-
in my office with the door locked.
I will say though, when I have to go in the office, I do kind of like it because it's like getting out and about and talking to people.
And you feel real businessy, and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm getting work done.
If your bosses ever ask, so what's your office? So you should just take a picture of this room and be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the office.
Look at all these wires. Look at all the work that I have to do.
I'll just Photoshop the growler out of there and it'll be fine.
Or you keep it in.
Yeah,
you know?
keeping it.
That's for.
I mean, you're allowed to
when I
have
clock
a
out.
beer on lunch,
Yeah.
right?
Stick a tie on it. This is my business growler. For business purposes.
All right, so
So yeah, John, how is that? Is that tasting good?
it's easier to hit than yours.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
why
for
I like
sure.
it because it's a little easier to hit.
Yours is like
Can I try yours?
Yeah.
I just suck on it for a millisecond
No
and
button.
it makes me cough.
You're probably gonna be like, "This is like a baby hit. This is like for babies."
What is this? All right. Time me how long it takes me to cough, or like just retch.
You just can't. You have to hit it so slow.
That long. Barely got it. Any smoke out of there, but it tastes great.
It does taste great.
It's like a mint. It's like a candy cane.
Candy cane. That's exactly what
I need to take my tobacco in smooth form.
it is.
Oh, that's good.
Smooth.
So you know, like that
That's real good shit.
when you're drinking.
Motion right there.
So you always want like nicotine when you're drinking, right? Have you ever got to that point to where you take some nicotine when you're drinking, and all of a sudden it puts you over the edge? You're like, I shouldn't have had that nicotine.
Yeah.
No, if anything, it makes me less like I'm fucked up, and then I take a hit, and I'm like, all right, I'm cool for a sec.
It's been a while, but I remember going out with some friends, and I forget how long this had to be because I think it was like the last time I went in the office. Probably we went out for drinks afterwards, and I got brave, and I'm like, hey, let me bum one of those cigarettes there. I haven't had one in a long time, and like I instantly regretted it. First off, like once you like quit and you haven't had one in a long time, it tastes like shit. And
Yeah, it makes you gag, and you're like,
yeah, and then I got like super lightheaded. I was just like, oh, what is happening?
yeah, real cigarette makes me feel like I'm on drugs.
Yeah, it's a lot different. It's so weird, like to
It
think like
hits you.
how much I smoked before. It's like not being able to do that's crazy. When's the last time you had an actual cigarette? It's been a while,
Yeah,
right?
it's been a long while. Long while. Years?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if because like you're taking in a lot of nicotine there, so I don't know if you'd have the same reaction.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so not year. I did have a few puffs before. but I couldn't do the whole thing. I was just like, no, you can't do it.
Give me my vape back.
You give me the vape. Well, it's crazy. So you thinking of like drugs in America and like all the banned substances. So like nicotine, they compare like dangerous wise to like caffeine. You know,
It's addictive, but
it's a stimulant.
nicotine itself is not.
Yeah, it's all the
dangerous.
chemicals. You know, they put in the cigarette. You know, the burning, the combustion of an analog
The
cigarette.
tar. Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of studies on vaping yet, but the studies they have put are like it's
No
like,
long term.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, like what like America thinks of drugs. Like caffeine is so, you know, it's normal. You know, alcohol is so normal. Nicotine is so normal, somewhat. But you know, like other drugs that should probably be normal, like marijuana. You know, like why does our country have such a hard stance on marijuana, other than like those 50s, ads that were always saying, "Oh, marijuana is bad; it will make you crazy."
I think the main reason now, like states are doing it slowly but surely, and I think the federal government is gonna do it one day, but it's because they make so much fucking money off of the law enforcement
That's true.
is like the money from like basically cracking down on marijuana.
No, that
like,
is not true. You don't make money from cracking down. You spend money from cracking down.
I guess
And the
that's
people
true.
in prisons, public prisons, the only people making money off prisons are private prisons. Public
That's
prisons,
still money in taxpayers and taxes going to the government, though.
Do you really think those private prisons are paying that much in taxes? Look at these billionaires, and how much they pay in taxes.
Well, I have no idea because
But
I've not researched it.
most jails are public, and the state actually loses money on public jails. They're overpopulated, and they don't make any money off of it. So they send them to the private jails, and the state will pay those private jails or private prisons. So the state is losing money no matter what. If the state has to enforce drug, that is more money from the state has to enforce those drugs. So the state's actually losing money.
But what about like the
things.
whole branches that are dedicated to stopping these things?
They don't make money. The state still has to pay it.
I'm sure there's funding from the actual
Like, it's not
government.
Yeah,
like-
but they get funding and stuff.
So I'm
funding
sure you need to
funding
keep those
is not
numbers up.
funding is not making
Because then
money.
you're just making
funding is funding.
It's money that
it's
you're
not like when they
using.
find like 10,000 grams of marijuana or whatever. It's not like they get to sell it and make that money.
Or do they?
Or do they?
I don't know, but
Where
they're
does
not.
all that
It's
go?
proven that they've sold cocaine to inner city people.
I'm sure all that stuff
To
just
pay
gets
Is that a
for-
conspiracy theory, John?
I think it is.
I don't think it's a conspiracy theory now.
We're taking the red pill today, baby. Everybody's about to get woke.
So
WikiLeaks.
technically, the state is not making money. They are spending money on the drug crime. To prevent drugs, they spend money.
So do you feel like once we figure out how to tax marijuana properly and we can stop people from growing on their own, at that point, does it become legal everywhere?
I think I do feel like once they
It has
are,
to be
it will be like cigarettes. Once it's federally and government controlled, and they could figure out a way for one like a fluent DUI system that doesn't involve police guessings, like because you can't really test for marijuana unless you do a blood test.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like, it's not a test if you're high. It's if you've consumed marijuana at some point.
So there's not an accurate test for DUI, which is kind of a hard thing. But also like how, like, I think it's all about federal regulations, federal taxing, because once the federal government can make money off of it and a substantial amount of money off of it, I think they'll lax the rules, but also also have to like beat around the public perception of marijuana, because the government has been slandering marijuana for so long now, and for them to just suddenly say, oh, it's okay now, it confuses a lot of people. So a lot of people that think like marijuana is the devil's drug, like how do you convince those people that marijuana is finally safe?
Yeah.
I think that's where the big thing is.
We had a previous episode where we were talking about anxiety, and I was talking about going to possibly get on some kind of medication or to look into it. I did go and look into it at a doctor's appointment and went and checked it out, and he ran me through like two things to prescribe to me. and we were going over like all the side effects, one of which included becoming more depressed and possibly suicidal. And I was like, you know what?
I'll just deal with it.
I'm good. Like,
Well, and that's the thing too, man. Like a lot of people
I'll try
claim,
some guided meditation or something.
a lot of people claim that marijuana like cures a lot, not cures, but helps a lot with a lot of their pain and helps with a lot of their anxiety and helps with a lot of like regular day stuff. And if you make marijuana legal, like where's that money going to the pharma companies?
That's
like
true.
that money's not going to the
There's
pharma
a lot
companies.
of there's a lot of
You know,
yeah.
like big pharma doesn't want medical marijuana legal.
There's a lot of pokers in the fire right now, for sure.
You know, because like one of the big things for the NFL right now is like the players, they want NFL legalized for them to take instead of, opioids, because if the players hurt or whatever, they prescribe them opioids and all of a sudden they're addicted to opioids, which is a legal thing, but players are like, oh, marijuana is better. I'd rather have marijuana for my pain management than opioids. For one, marijuana subjectively is not addicting. Or as addicting as opioids, and it's
Hold on, 1 second.
yeah, go take that. Do you want to fill this up while you're out there?
Yeah.
But it's crazy things.
Yeah. Do we have more of?
We do not have Wendell's picks this week. I haven't seen him this week. He is busy flying airplanes.
Lucky.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while. So
Does he fly passengers or cargo mostly?
passengers.
That's cool.
Yeah, he does his whole thank you for whatever. I am your pilot speaking.
Did he start in the military?
No, he went to school for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very it's kind of crazy, like the amount of time you have to put in to be a pilot.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
It is so many hours and so much money. You have to get like so many different types of licenses and the grades of licenses you have to get before you become a commercial pilot.
And you can't just become a commercial pilot. You got to get those previous licenses in order to be allowed to even start on the commercial pilot.
Yep. And you have to like any other company work from the smallest plane up into like bigger planes and all that stuff.
Yep. Takes years.
Yeah.
That's why every guy that flies you on like Southwest, they're like, I have 25 years experience.
Yeah. I mean, he's
only way,
what,
really.
like 37 now. He's been doing it since he was like, graduated college was I'm assuming like what, 21, 22. And he's just barely getting into the upper part of like flying. He's still in like the middle of the road, like flying status wise.
Yeah.
But they also do a lot of seniority ring too. So you could get on a plane, but seniors will bid on your routes and take over the routes that they want. So
It's
we'll
crazy how crazy complicated that is. We need to bring him on, ask him about this, because it's a fucking miracle how safe flying is.
It really is, man. Like,
because it's so complicated, just with air traffic control and like all the things that go into flying a plane, and to still keep it at the safest form of transportation is really a miracle in like our ability to create good systems.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that is how many people are still afraid of flying, even though it's like,
and you shouldn't be. You should be afraid of driving.
Yeah. So what is it? Maybe like 4 planes go down a year.
Yeah, last year was actually
like the highest year, right?
Yeah, not a single death happened in, I don't know what the specific thing. I think it was like commercial flying in the United States that year.
In the United States, but like other countries. I'm talking about worldwide, because some of those flights, had United States planes.
But anything FDA was 100% safe last year.
So I will look this up because I'm curious. Yeah, but people should not be afraid of flying, man. Like, let's just say the average of 4 planes go down a year, and they're carrying 130 people. That's 560 or 70, 550, whatever people that die a year from flying versus like the 10,000.
The millions of people that actually fly as well.
I like flying. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
How it's safe And people are afraid of flying for some
I am
reason?
too. I'm afraid of flying. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm afraid of crashing, not flying.
We're kind of getting at it because pilots can have like 35 years experience. They were in the military. They flew in fucking hellfire, and you're like sitting in a chair in like first world country, United States, and you're like, I'm scared. It's like,
Yeah.
that's the safest place you could possibly be.
For sure.
Like, that pilot is a better pilot than, like, let's say your uncle is at driving. Trust me.
I wonder.
absolutely.
I wonder how they handle accidents too. Like, let's say, even if it's like something to do with like something machine based. Like, if there's like a mistake that goes on where a flight goes less than perfectly, does that ruin your career as a pilot?
I think it depends
if it's
on the
not your
circumstance.
fault.
So like they do have those black boxes that records like every single millisecond of data that's going on into the plane, and once they recover the black box, they could pretty much tell like what you were doing. I know a lot of the time flights are automated, but you do have to go manual flights sometimes.
Yeah.
But you also have to tell the computer what to do. Tell the
Yeah, you can't just go.
Yeah.
And it just thinks of everything. You got to adjust some stuff, you know?
It is interesting though.
It is.
Change the direction.
Do you guys hear about this storming Area 51 in September?
Whilst Naruto running.
Yep. Just they can't take all of us. Just storm the base. See what's in there.
My dad's been to Area 51.
Has he?
Yeah. He says it's 100% just an Air Force base
I would
outside of
imagine
Las
so.
Vegas.
And I imagine they just like test things there, like test like
aircraft.
new
That's
aircraft,
why
yeah.
he was kind of there, was
Yeah.
to test aircraft.
All right. Do you want to hear a little bit of statistics over the last couple of years? So
Yeah.
in 2018, a total of 15 fatal airline accidents, leading to 556 deaths. That's pretty close. I said what, 550?
For 16 downs, though, that's not bad.
Compared to 10 accidents and 44 lives lost in 2017. So the last 2 years,
Maybe it was 2017.
there have been 600 deaths in the last 2 years for flying planes.
How many people flew that year, though? Can you look that up? 2018? Probably, I'm willing to bet like close to 200 million people. Maybe 500 million.
You think it's that high?
I think in 2019, 2018, that was a lot.
Way more.
Wow.
The statistics shows of scheduled passengers handled the airline industry globally from 2014 to 2019 worldwide. So, what is that?
5 years.
Okay. Sorry. So, shit. Sorry, guys. So between, what is that? 10, 15 years?
From what year to what year?
Feel the space. I'm gonna feel the space with this rap song while John's looking up this data.
Data.
All right, over 4 billion passengers flew in 2017.
How many?
4 billion passengers.
4 billion.
Wow.
Holy shit. That's a lot. That's a pretty good rate.
Statistically, and how many deaths in
Statistically, that is
in
good.
2017? What was it? 44?
44.
So that's
yeah.
like 0.00001%.
Dude, that is incredibly good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm fucking impressed. 4 billion people? That's half of the world.
Yeah.
And only 44 people. That's like better odds of becoming like a pro football player.
They've always listed it as
All
the
right.
safest way to travel.
So driving, 1.25 million people die
Every year.
in road crashes every
yeah,
year.
I believe it.
Fuck. Yeah. Get off the road.
I'll
Get
take
in
my
the air.
I'll take my 0.00001% chance.
There was a guy on
I'm
the
going
way
to
here.
fly with
We-
Wendell.
We don't even live that far from each other. There's a guy on the way here that was just like, he was riding like right like in the mid of a line. He was like in between
In the middle
two
of
lanes.
two lanes. Wow.
And we're talking, I was coming over here like at noon. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. You can't control other people's driving.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's why flying's so safe, is because
You always have
there's
that.
always one person in control of everything.
Yeah.
That is very highly trained.
Yes.
And that's why those air traffic controllers get paid the big bucks.
That's true.
It's fucking hard, and if you fuck up, you just cost 100 and some odd people's lives.
We brought up Denzel a little earlier. You guys ever see that movie Flight with him? Where he was like the
That movie
alcoholic
pissed
pilot?
me off.
In what way did it piss you off?
Because they were like, he's just that good, okay?
Right? Yeah.
And he's like, he was fucking drunk. Fuck him.
Denzel.
I don't care if he's Denzel.
He was an alcoholic pilot, but he still managed to save lives.
And I just, and I
Well,
hate that it's
alcoholic cocaine.
completely,
Cocaine, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of
more
cocaine.
involved. Yeah.
and they say that, but that would be good if it was a true story, but it's 100% fake.
Is it not a true story? I thought it was.
No.
No, the Sully movie.
I might be thinking of Sully.
Sully
Yeah.
is that's
Sully
true.
is real. Him doing a 360 in a fucking passenger plane is complete bullshit.
I guess that makes more sense. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Yeah.
this happened.
That's why that movie pissed me off. Is they're like, it's so amazing. Yeah, well, it's fake, so no one could really.
Well, and that's
do
why people
that.
are afraid.
Robert
man.
Zemeckis got me again.
Why did you make?
That's why people are afraid of flying. It's like, oh, my pilot must be drunk right now because I watched that Denzel movie. Denzel
yeah,
doesn't lie.
it's some fear mongering right there.
you know.
I love the
Zemeckis.
I think
Fuck
we brought
you.
it up on a podcast before. I just love the whole act of flying from the terminal all the way to getting on the plane, and I don't even mind my fucking flights when they get delayed and something like that. I'm just gonna hang out and have a couple beers at like 11 o'clock in the morning because there's no.
It's the airport, so
it's the
who's gonna
airport,
tell me
yeah.
something?
The airport's pretty much like a strip club, is what it is. There's no,
It is kind of
Yeah.
like you can drink at any time.
there's no shame.
9 a.m.
There's
Have
no
a beer.
There's no judgment at the terminal. I just love it.
I never realized that, but that's so true about fucking airports. Because I've gotten a beer at like 11.
Yeah, it's just like, what else are you gonna do, really?
It's like I'm 4 hours behind, man. This is my noon. This is my 4 o'clock.
I was like, I got there one morning and I was like, I got a coffee and I'm like, well, I had that coffee. We're done. We're not going to fly here for a little while. Let's go get a beer.
Let's go
Yeah.
get some
Oh,
shots.
dude, every time I go into a terminal, I'm like, oh, beer time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what time it is, man.
Because you're on vacation too. It's just, it's so convenient. The way they have it all set up there. I like it.
fucking love it.
It's pretty nice, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's nice being able to. So I have
Through all my darkness too, I've never been singled out by the TSA or anything. I've gone through security flawlessly every time.
So Mary's got
Yeah.
that TSA pre-check.
Does she?
Yeah. And I think it's good for a few years.
Uh-huh.
And it's
Like
It's
in right
just
there
in
now?
it, and out,
It's
man.
really
So they
good.
pretty much pre-check you. Like they'll do all, like they take your fingerprints and do all that stuff and make
I've
sure
seen
you're.
it. Like those lines move pretty quick.
Yeah,
I've
and
seen
it's-
them through. Yeah.
I think it's like 15-minute wait times, man.
Dang.
You
How do you
know?
get that?
You just go to there's this place on Everett Mall Way. You go there and they'll pre-check you. And I think it takes like a couple weeks to get like the full background check and all that stuff. And, they fingerprint you. They do their due diligence.
That's
but
cool.
once you get it, I think it's good for a few years. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get right in there. I'm like the most boring guy in the world. Just let me through.
Speaking of which, we should probably get our passports soon.
We should.
I mean, I
Should.
think that's like
Argentina, baby.
Isn't it like 9 months to get our passports?
I don't think it's that long.
No.
I mean, you do have to go through however long the background check takes. Like I was looking into getting it last year. So I'm up. I need to do it for sure. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Canada anyway. Like I haven't been to Canada.
Well, you could do
yet.
that with an enhanced driver's license. So
Yeah. Can you still?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
they took that away. That you need a passport now.
well, you just need the new driver's license.
Okay.
Yeah. Just as long as you drive in. I mean, you can't fly in. You'll still need a
Yeah.
passport if you want to fly
I think
in.
it's like
but-
separate. You gotta
Yeah.
like either get the thing or the book to go like international and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
But if you're flying, you have to get the passport. But if you're driving, you get the enhanced driver's
Yeah.
license.
I gotta go once to BC. I heard it's really nice.
Dude, I heard it was really nice too, man. Like I heard Vancouver,
Mhm.
right? I heard it was a really cool place to be, man. That's what I heard. I also heard like this could be a conspiracy theory. I don't know. But I also heard like how they dealt with their heroin problem down there is they just gave all the heroin addicts a shit ton of heroin.
I mean, that's probably gonna solve your situation.
And it pretty much solved their situation because
Yeah.
they all died.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how true that is or not, but
Which city?
Vancouver.
That's the answer, right? Just give them more heroin.
Just give them more heroin.
Give
so
them
all
what they
die.
want, and then they just
They're
blow
like,
their load and
what,
die.
you want the cure for the overdose cure? Nope, sorry, we gave you the heroin, no cure.
So we have about 30 minutes left. We got to get to the names, but I just want to tell you guys that I'm looking after my friend's business.
Actually, let's get to the names next week. That way we can do a little bit more research on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
is that cool?
Yeah.
Well, let's keep these papers right here.
Yeah.
Let me
Let's do
talk
that
about
next
this
week.
business, though.
What's
Yeah,
this
tell me
biz?
about this business.
I'm excited about the business.
So are you a part of the... Oh, you tell me, but are you like going to be a part of the business or just watching over it for a few?
I'm just going to be watching over the business.
What?
Here's the
I can't wait to
punchline.
hear about the punchline. Here.
Okay, so I'm looking
Wait,
after
hold on.
this
Drum roll,
business.
please. Does someone have a drum roll?
Did you know that a group of ferrets is called a business?
Oh, this is hilarious.
I'm looking after 5 ferrets in a cage.
Oh my God, is that safe with the cats you have running around?
No.
rodents
I'm going
going
to this friend's house.
Wait, are ferrets legal here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
I think so.
friend that had like 2 ferrets.
Well, ferrets
pretty
are
chill.
illegal in California.
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't even
No
know that.
way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're not. They're invasive species.
Oh.
One thing I will say about ferrets is
Well, I won't say where they live.
they have an odor for sure.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do have an
Yeah.
odor,
Yes.
but they're fucking cute. They just kind of burrow in places. They're like a little tube, like a slinky.
It's like
but
a
with
really
legs.
long hamster.
Yeah. It's like a weasel and a cat put together.
watching after my friend's business.
And all week I've been going like, I'm going to look after this business. It's pretty crazy.
very
I thought for sure it was going to be like something that had to do with dildos or something.
Weed.
That's where my mind went.
Some with weed.
Oh my.
No, I'm going to fucking play around with some cute ass ferrets. She
That's
has like
cool.
5 of them. So
Nice.
it's definitely considered a business.
That's cool. That's a pretty big business.
You know,
Yeah, it's an important business.
it's
Honestly.
crazy what they call like a group of animals, like a
Like a
group of
murder.
a murder of crows,
crows.
a flock of geese.
A grouping of assholes.
I think monkeys are a congress,
Are they yes, they're a
like
congress.
a baboon, a group of chimps, maybe congress. Isn't that really true for our congress? We're all a bunch of apes.
I didn't want to go there, but I sure did.
That was a good one, Chet.
A flock of seagulls.
I would sing a song of them, but I can't really
I don't
think
want
of one right now.
I would, but I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay the rights.
Speaking of which,
Oh my God, I love
our-
a shrewdness. That is great.
A group of apes is a shrewdness.
Those are some shrewdy apes.
You can call your kids that.
Yeah. A shrewdness of kids.
is that racist if you call your kids apes?
No.
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 It'd be racist if I called them apes.
A glaring
Yes.
of kittens that fits.
There's
A
the
destruction-
business.
A destruction of kittens that fits pretty well.
A group of jellyfish is called a smack.
I knew about a parade of elephants.
The hippopotamus is a bloat.
A bloat. I knew school of fish. I did not know a stand of flamingos. That's cute.
Oh, a cast of falcons.
Mm.
That's pretty fun.
A charm of foxes.
A parade of elephants.
It's funny because they're in parades.
A crackle of hyenas.
Ooh,
It's funny because they laugh.
that's funny. A gaggle of geese. I knew that.
A shadow of jaguars. That's cool.
That's so edgy.
Mhm.
Like that's what some cool kid would make his gamer tag.
A basque of
I'm a
crocodiles.
We're the Shadow Clan.
A quiver of cobras. That's pretty sexy.
A quiver.
That is sexy, man.
She's quick. A swarm of bees? I didn't know that. A swarm? That's weird.
A business. A school of fish.
A leap of leopards.
Smack
That's
the
not even
jellyfish.
trying.
A conspiracy of lemurs.
Ooh, dude, these are clever, man.
They're
Some of these are
assassinating people is
Yeah.
what that sounds like.
An army of frogs.
That sounds like the next Guns N' Roses album.
Dude, I really like A Shadow of Jaguars.
I do like that.
Dude, that one's awesome. Or I really like the crackle of hyenas.
Our next band can be The Shadow, and then it'll just be like a picture of 3 jaguars.
Mhm. That's
A
pretty
leap of leopards.
leaping leopards. A pride of lions. Lion King coming out pretty soon.
They're very prideful. A barrel of monkeys. Just stop. A team of oxen. A parliament of owls. That's true because they're very wise. So they would obviously
Yes.
be in a
Agreed.
government position.
A pandemonium of parrots. Is it that crazy when parrots all get together?
A pandemonium? I guess so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just shit gets crazy. It's like
They're all just talking shit the whole time.
they start doing drugs and everyone just
rhinoceros.
has sex.
An unkindness of ravens. Whoever made that up was English, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an unkindness.
It's an unkindness of
Look over
ravens.
there,
Look at
Gerald.
that
It's an
unkindness,
unkindness.
This kind, unkindly ravens right now.
A stench of skunk. That's just confusing.
That is. A nest of
You
snakes. A shiver of sharks. Ooh, a shiver of sharks.
I guess a pack or a shiver
Dr.
of
Seuss
sharks.
would use that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
A shiver of sharks.
the shiver shark. Dude, we should make a Dr. Seuss John Sandwich book.
We
Kids
should.
book. That'd be awesome.
That would be it.
The shivering shark
What we have to do is
went to the ark.
for the next episode, we got to
The
figure
ark
out.
was arky.
We have to figure out like
In the
groups
Arctic.
of people and stuff like that we can come up with names for.
Like a group of hippies is
Yeah.
called an
They're-
ecstasy.
They're called hipsters.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the new hips. The new hippies are hipsters, I guess.
A ridiculous of hipsters.
Fever.
Ridiculous hipsters. A gaggle of bikers. A rev of bikers. Just a group of people. A bale of turtles. That's just confusing. I just imagine a bunch of dead turtles just wrapped up in wire. Like, here's a bale. Here's your bale you ordered. A knot of toads. Just stop. You're making shit up now. A knot of toads.
So speaking a few minutes ago, we were talking about our copyright strike. So we had a vlog go up on the 4th of July, and we had 2 copyright strikes for songs that were in the background. Madonna was one of them.
We did?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Well, what was it?
It's because there were songs in the background.
Oh.
So we didn't get copyright strikes, but we didn't own the video.
Oh, okay.
So the artist then would have owned our video.
Oh, isn't
so
that cool? So
And fuck
Madonna
that.
owns one of our videos?
Yeah.
Nice.
Now we can go up to people like my company. My parent company is actually Madonna.
Yeah, so
I took it
Owned by
down because I
Madonna.
don't want that bitch owning anything.
our
of mine.
CEO, Madonna.
Yeah, she's about to die anyway.
I took it down, so sorry if you wanted to go watch it. It was a good vlog though,
Yeah.
dude. That thing was that was a great vlog.
A gargle of Madonnas.
A gargle.
A table of Madonnas.
Oh, shit. What would you call like Miley Cyrus?
A wrecking ball.
Wrecking ball of
Cyruses.
Cyruses.
A wrecking ball of Cyruses.
I feel so.
A
So
stick
John's-
of Miley Cyrus.
I'm thirsting and it's so hard to. I'm trying to get comfortable.
I was looking at you. You've been moving around a lot lately.
but I move it with this,
Oh, that's true.
the part that's supposed to be moved, not the cord, or this part right here.
I'm wrapping it around.
See, if you guys look at mine, look at this.
Tighten up.
Mine is like perfect.
That is nice.
It looks
Nice.
exactly the same as mine.
Whatever.
See, I could. Oh, sorry, guys.
Eventually, we're gonna get that round table in here, though.
Yeah, with the 360 cam.
Yeah. I think the round
Let us
table
know
a
if
little
you
bit-
want a 360 cam.
Yeah, that'd be
If you've
sweet.
made it this long.
You know, we do have.
It's
You know
about
what's
time
crazy?
the sandwich went VR anyway.
You know what's crazy is we have a couple social media platforms
Mm-hmm.
that for some reason you people are not subscribing to. Like at the John Sandwich Show for Twitter.
Yeah.
At this John Sandwich 2, actually.
I had an idea that granted, it's a little, what's the word? copycat, whatever, derivative.
We live in a world of copycats.
Yeah, it's a little derivative, but what if we each got our own Twitter, and when we start, we'll have our labels of each Twitter on, like, below our faces.
Oh.
And if people want to follow us, they could, and then we would all be free to basically post whatever we want and not have to worry about, like, is this what the John Sandwich Show would say? But you can just be like, this is what Eric would say, or this is what John Man would say.
I guess that's a good idea.
And then we can also have like a bit more of an intro with having like labels right here, you know, and then like a label under Eric right here. And since we sit in the same spot, it's really...
Yeah, I mean, you know, we could do that. I will work. Oh, well.
And then we can just tweet till our little heart's content.
We'll have to work on that.
One point, like when you do our introduction and stuff, like, hey, you can follow us at here, or then at the end.
You know what?
Too.
We will
and
do
it'll
that.
be our names
after
too.
the welcome to. We'll switch it into like where we, you know,
Like our
everyone can see
little
their
names
Twitter handles and stuff.
at blah blah blah.
Also, like, subscribe, please.
Dude,
Yes.
like
Smash
and
that
subscribe.
like button.
I do have some pretty good ideas for like an intro video. I think the intro music is good. I want an intro video. That'd be really awesome.
That would be cool.
We can use the vlog footage from that one, because if we
Take out
mute it,
Yeah,
we can put that audio over it. Just have just a bunch of us
absolutely.
fucking around. Something fun, something exciting.
What we need to work on is the deep fake episode. We'll see if somebody can deep fake us, and that we'll each have like somebody's face.
Dude,
I'm gonna be Johnny Depp.
we should deep fake each other's faces.
Yeah, onto.
Oh,
We'll switch them around.
what would happen if me and John switched spots on the podcast?
Dude,
Oh my god.
blow my mind.
I'd be happy because I'd have a beard.
We have 10 minutes. Let's check this out.
Deep fake?
Switch spots for 1 second.
Oh. Put my beer over here, just you know.
This is a first for the John Sandwich Show, by the way.
I'm on the left or right. I don't know. Ooh.
Don't you feel
No
like
wonder you keep this chair. This is soft.
Is that nice?
This is an oh my god, and the headphones too.
Don't you feel like you have so much responsibility right there?
Yeah, I'm just like
Don't touch anything.
Can I ask you one question?
clickety clack.
Do you feel in charge now?
I feel in charge.
Don't touch my dude. You are fucking with my mic.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
This is like a band
Look at
type
me.
thing, man. You know, like how when you go watch a band, they all have certain sides that they stand on and
Yeah.
stuff.
I feel
Looks
a little
like I'm the
awkward.
lead singer now.
He's touching stuff.
You got this coaster with a bottle opener. You've been holding out on us.
No, you can have that one.
There's all kinds of stuff over
Hey, you can put that over here.
You know what? I will.
All right.
How's it feel over there? What is that?
It's really soft. Like I have this. You have the cushion too. What the fuck?
What is that? Yeast?
I got the folding chair.
It's because you're always moving, man.
I
guess so.
I'll buy you a hemorrhoid donut that we can stick on that chair.
Thank you. I get
Keep us
those
comfortable.
occasionally.
You want a better chair?
When I put I'm just joshing. I'm just joshing you.
We're gonna come back next week, and there's just gonna be a box.
There's gonna be a throne.
Yeah.
Right. Next week it's gonna either be a box, a stool, or like a giant throne that's just like,
Ooh,
you wanted that.
We'll get you an iron throne. That's what we'll do.
of swords.
I'm thinking about making him stand the whole time.
Yeah.
I can do that too.
All right. I don't like
just
my
bend it
voice. I
all the
don't
way
like
up.
my voice in this mic. Let's switch.
Not even stand. You'll have to do like a wall sit against this wall right here.
Right. I'm gonna miss this chair.
But will you miss the responsibility?
I'll switch chairs with you next episode. You can get some comfort.
I should be in the center. Look at this face.
I have a pretty coddled ass, so it doesn't matter to me.
I have like the podcast version of the middle seat in the back, you know, and like the pickup truck that has the hump and everything. That's my seat.
I guess you kind of do.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
I'm just joking.
These are nice chairs, though.
Yeah.
Me and Eric do have really nice chairs. We sit back, go like this, and it's like just this awesome
armrests.
That's why John's so fucking fidgety. He can't get comfortable.
I'm uncomfortable.
What could it be?
I just figured it out. God damn, Eric.
All right, this looks bad.
This is fun. All right.
We'll learn something new.
It's not
every
that
day.
bad. I only noticed just now.
Plans? Does anybody have any plans for what they're going to
yeah.
be doing after the podcast?
Probably gonna play some Scifi 6 or 5. I don't know. There's a fucking billion of them.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to mow my lawn and probably listen to one of our past podcasts.
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
This one right now after it's posted.
Yeah, I haven't been. Well, I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Because my plans are kind of up in the air right now because I was expecting to go on an Uber date.
It's my fault, really.
Actually-
it's everybody's fault. I'm free for the
Well,
rest of the night.
it's not
Everyone's
your fault. It's not your fault. You know, stuff.
Stuff comes up.
Shit happens,
Misplans.
man. Dude, I love this music.
Yeah, it's cool outro music.
Oh, what are you doing tomorrow, though? You're going off-roading?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hit up some Jeep trails.
Nice, nice.
Where at?
I think I'm gonna go up to Mount Vernon, do the Walker Valley
Oh.
off-road park.
We already have the time squared away, so I might just take Emily out anyway.
You should. You should. You know, just instead of doing a date with us, you should just do a date with Emily.
Yeah.
Girl, you know it's true.
This is a good podcast.
It was.
I think it was. I think we.
John messed with my shit. There we go. That's
Should we do one random question and call it?
Yeah, let's do one random question. You have a random question?
I don't.
All right, I'll get a random question.
Bow now now. Now now now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do-do-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-do. I can't wait to look after this business after this.
Is that today?
That's today.
Oh my god.
I'm looking after some business.
You should vlog your business.
Oh, I am. Hit me up. You all have Instagram.
How long do you have to watch this business for?
Just gotta feed them. Maybe clean out their.
Well, like
they have a
what's the-
litter box.
What's the time span? Like a week or something?
No, just a couple days.
Oh, that's cool.
Make sure they don't die. We're also looking after a cat who is the very good friend of this person with a business, who lives like in the same apartment complex. So I'm looking after a business and a cat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How come every time you cat sit, the cat's like half blind all the time? Why is that?
They always have like
They
something
always have
fucked
kind of
up with them.
affirmity.
All right, I got
He
a
has
good,
3 legs.
good random
Like,
question.
Can you come like feed my cat? Also, you have to put this suppository in its ass. If that's cool. If a good friend would do it.
He has an inhaler. Don't worry, he's cool with it.
What's one place that you've traveled that you never want to go back to?
Ooh.
Definitely somewhere local. I did not like. Maybe I would live there. I don't know, but Hollywood, California, not good.
Yeah.
It has a lot of industry, has a lot of talented people in there, but as a tourist attraction, I would not go there. It smelled like piss. There's a brown SpiderMan and like a red Captain America, like all these bullshit guys who are clearly homeless, and they're like,
Fucked up backwards world.
$5 for a photo. And I'm like, why would I get a photo with a brown Spider-Man?
Right.
And like the stars are okay, but
Yeah,
they're just surrounded by filth.
Yeah, it really is, man.
And there's like the stores around there. They used to be like up and coming, like these great
Even
stores,
the
and stuff like that. And that's
even
all
the
gone.
stores are dirty, man.
That's all gone.
Like that Chinese theater there, right? Like,
Yeah, even around there,
Yeah.
it's like it's not that.
Yeah, it's just
you know what? You're right. I really do not see the glory of going to that part of Hollywood. Is that Hollywood Boulevard? Is that what it is? Or like where the stars are?
It's like rodeo,
I think it's
sunset.
sunset.
Well, whatever it is, it's not that great. It is a tourist attraction you could definitely skip out on.
Yeah, for sure.
You can go to your favorite star, I guess, but other than that, just get out of there. Go to the Getty Museum or something like that.
Yeah,
or go to Universal Studios. Don't spend time.
I have fond memories on there, but like at night and stuff, like just through the strip, and like you have like the Roxy and the Whiskey, and you have the Palace over there on Santa Monica Boulevard and stuff. It was a good place.
So is the nightlife a little bit better? Like
nightlife a little better because
without the tourists,
darker. Not so many tourists roaming around.
So do you think the tourist brings in like all those other people?
So everywhere.
So without the tourists, like there's a little bit less of all the other crap.
Oh, it's
a little bit better. Okay.
When the sun sets and the tourists all go hide in their hotel rooms.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed is like you have this filth, but like across the street you have like Industrial Light and Magic or some other amazing company that's just killing it at the box office and stuff. So. All right, if you like that kind of thing, you can go.
You know what? Maybe we should do this. The new round of questions segment. I will ask a different question to each person.
Okay.
So, right. Eric, here's your question.
What is your question?
All right.
Your question begins now.
What's an unpopular opinion you have?
Oh, man.
It's a good question.
It is a good question. Lord, an unpopular. I have so many.
Lord, she's good.
Yeah, Lord, just a good artist. Let's see. Unpopular question that I have. Probably we went off pretty hard.
Unpopular opinion you have.
We went off a little hard on the homeless, I think. So that's probably pretty unpopular. We tend to go off. We tend to go pretty hard on the homeless problem here in Washington. So probably.
But you have a friend that's homeless, right?
Yeah, but I do have a friend that's homeless.
Yeah, so you're immune.
I can talk about it. But I'm sure most people don't appreciate it.
Do you feel bad about your hard opinion, or do you feel like
I feel bad because I understand
or do you
plight, and I have like an opinion on where I can like understand. Like I was trying to make myself sound better last week, probably just by saying like, oh, some people have like mental problems and stuff like that. I'm not trying to come off as a good guy, but probably pretty unpopular the way like. I had a friend that went into Seattle today and texted me and said, "Oh, it smells like homeless people down here." And I'm like, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't find that funny. That's messed up.
No, it is messed up. But
no, you're right.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like because
no, you're a dick.
Because no one else is having a solution to it. Everyone is gonna have a different opinion. Everyone has an opinion on homeless.
Yeah.
Not everyone has a solution.
And other than that, I would say like I don't like the Avatar movie. That's probably unpopular. Most people do. I don't like Avatar.
All right. Cool. And my question.
Right. Should I ask you the question?
Sure.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, you could hit the button.
Random. All right. I'm gonna
pick something really controversial.
Yeah, that way everyone hates me.
Oh,
John's the controversial.
I know the answer to this one. It's the Hodor scene. But aside from the Hodor dying scene, what makes you cry?
What makes me cry?
That's good. I'd like to know this.
What makes me cry?
What makes you bawl like a little like a schoolgirl?
This is
that is a good question.
This is a good chance to learn John Man's weaknesses so we can eventually take him down one day.
Our blog with our John Man prank.
Honestly, there's been a couple times
when I leave the room and people talk shit about Star Trek when I'm not here.
So sometimes, okay, so how about instead of when do I cry, how about the last time I cried?
Yes, do that. That's good.
All right. Is that okay?
Oh, it's just gonna make me cry though?
No.
Okay.
So I was at work one day and I had a bunch of emotions going on. I had trying to buy a house.
Yes.
Really busy work day. I just had just a bunch of stuff going on at once. So usually when I cry, it's because it's an overwhelming sense of emotions. Like I usually hold everything back.
Until it's
gone.
Built up.
And I got so mad, so frustrated with the world and everything else around me that the only solution was to cry. So
it's better than punching someone in the face and getting in trouble.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's the last time I cried. What makes me cry? When dogs die.
Yeah.
When dogs die, that's
So last time I cried was I just had an overwhelming, just a bunch of emotions going on at once, and like the only thing I could release was crying. What makes me cry in like movies? When dogs die. That's why we'll not watch Marley and Me.
Fuck no, I haven't even.
When I read
the first scene
where
of that
the red fern grows. Have you guys read that?
Yes, I have.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like every 4th grade book.
Yeah.
You cried like a little fucking baby. Old Yeller.
What a cheap shot, like to make a dog die like in a film. Like fuck you. If that's
Yeah,
what
this
you use for
pure soul who
emotional anger.
only loves you.
Yeah.
Let's have it die.
Yeah. Why don't you write
Fuck
something
you.
good? Okay. Sorry.
How about you build some actual emotion here?
And sometimes I do cry when there's like an overwhelming sense of like everyone has the same emotion, like not like,
I know what you mean.
so like when everyone has like this, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, like that amazing moment to where everyone around you, because I've been in a stadium with 60,000 people, right? And everyone has that same, like with music, like,
Yeah.
you know, and everyone's
Where you're just
feeling
like filled with so much emotion that's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
your only response you have is
is
to
the
cry.
cry, and like everyone else around you is like, oh
Any-
my god, like what do I, this is so, see goosebumps, like this is so amazing, like
Yeah,
the happy
anyone
cry
who
is
doesn't
an
at
amazing
least
cry.
get choked up at some
Yeah.
concerts or like some amazing event and makes fun of those people has obviously never been at one of those events.
or doesn't have any empathy at all, you know.
And I
Yeah.
feel sorry for you if you don't.
Exactly.
Like some moments are just monumental.
One last question and then we'll sign off here.
All right,
What's your question?
one
My
last
question is,
oh yeah,
what keeps you coming back here to the podcast every week?
what keeps me coming back to the podcast? Well, it's at my house
Because you live here.
because I live
You
here.
have no choice.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have no
what keeps me
choice.
coming back to this podcast is for one, I love talking to you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love having a beer with you guys, and I love sharing like opinions with you guys.
Yeah.
It's fun. This is fun for me. This is the creative outlet that I get to experience every week without having a band. And I never realized like how much I loved podcasting until I met you guys and we started doing it.
Nah.
When we went on that 2-year hiatus, like I thought about podcasting all the fucking time,
Dang.
you know. But we are coming up on like episode 30 here coming up
Nice.
soon, so we'll have to do a special.
Hell yeah, we will.
you
No
know.
more hiatuses. This is
I love podcasting though.
Yeah.
Podcasting is life. John, what keeps you
Boom.
coming back to the podcast?
That, but also that everything you said, but also just getting the opportunity to like talk to people because I work from home and I don't go out too much.
Yeah.
So I come here and get like the full conversation that I need each week. That keeps me going.
Agreed. I keep coming back because it's an opportunity to sit in a room.
And I also love the
with friends for a couple
viewers.
hours. And
I
the
love-
viewers. Like
The viewers are pretty awesome. I like having the viewers. It fills me up.
Oh, what about the listeners?
And the listeners.
Or yeah, listeners too. Just
Sorry, I didn't hear
stone
you.
cold listeners.
All listeners. Fuck the viewers.
So I didn't hear your answer. What was that?
Oh, just so I can hang out with two of my good friends freaking every week for a couple hours.
That's all
the
you
best.
need.
You know, and this room and this podcast has evolved, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I love about it. It's evolving. Like eventually it'll be maybe bigger, maybe
Hopefully.
more streamlined. Well,
Mhm.
not streamlined. We're always going to be drinking beer and changing subjects
Yeah.
and stuff. But, you know, you might have a better background eventually.
Yeah,
But
one
it
day
sounds
we're gonna
better.
have a set.
We'll work on making it better, little by little. Just
How long have we been doing this? After the hiatus,
After the hiatus,
because
since
we had
April.
a super long hiatus.
Since April.
Dang. So it's not even been that often.
No,
really.
our first.
We've been pretty consistent. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Proud
man.
of us.
So next week we do have a pretty good show in store. We've been working on it all this week. We just didn't have all the data set for it. So next week we're going to be talking a little bit about surnames, job occupations, and some of that fun stuff.
Yep. And comment if you want us to talk about anything else. Just let us know.
At the John Sandwich 2,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, leave us comments.
And we'll see you guys next
Like,
time.
subscribe, and view, and tell your friends. And
Once again, John Man, Eric,
Eric.
Thirsty.
John Kidd.
Oh, you can follow me on God, I already forgot my Twitter handle. Next time. Woo! Carousing Cinema. That's it. Woo!
Cinema. Goodbye.